So you can see this base geometry is based on my pose. Like according to my pose, I have modified it. But there's lots of loops here and there are there, and plus there's some volumes are there. And if I hide it, you can see all the hidden area. They have some unwanted shapes. So like to create all this nanomesh geometry, detailed geometry, what I can do is what I can do, I can just simply use a trim dynamics. I can flatten this surface, like wherever this area are not visible, or smooth it. Or I'll just do one thing. Instead of modifying my base model, what I can do is switch off this, Control Shift T, duplicate, and I just duplicated that model and using this. And on this model, I can just simply smooth or trim dynamics, trim it, make it a little bit more flat, because chain links are not that delicate. They are not like cloth. So cloths have this organic like this structure. They are really soft. So I flatten the surface, remove all the most of the wrinkles. Little bit off, like a shape slightly change is also fine. Those things we're going to manipulate later. This is almost flat. You can do it like this, or you can just simply go to your deformation. Then you can see you have polish. You can polish it slightly. It becomes really smooth and clean. Shift that, you can see, and you can see front and side. This front and side, they like both are two different separate polygons. Select everything, Control W, one poly group. Let it be like this. Then what I'll do, I'll go to geometry, Z remission. I'll make it like it's around 75,000. I'll just use 5 or something. Remesh it, reduce the poly count, make it really low poly. If I see, can I keep the poly group? You can see two different sets of poly groups, which is okay. Uh, this is the front side. I just hidden my back piece. Then I'll go to modify topology. Remember all these things. These are like techniques I'm telling you. Delete hidden. So hide that. Then go to Z remeasure and remesh it once again. And if you're having this kind of issues, remove this polygroup option, remesh again. You can see everything is clean and smooth. And you can reduce the polygon even down. And you can see you have this uneven this thing. Like somewhere you have cubes, somewhere you have stretched angles and rectangles. That is something. If you have this adaptive square because of this, so no, you don't adapt. So this is the maximum it can do. So I'll just let's see, adapt size. No, adapt to 0. Fine. This is like what maximum. So I can just click on legacy, remesh once again. So legacy by legacy, do is basically uniformly distribute the polygons throughout as much as possible. There are like I can see few areas still a little bit not that accurate, but still I can see most of the areas perfect. So For this, what I'm planning is to create this kind of chain link. So for this kind of chain link, so manually, if you want to place each and every loop, it will be very difficult task and it will be really tedious and time-consuming process, and it won't be. It's not like the right way to do it. So what I'll do to do this, I just simply select from my tools or something. I can use any poly loop or poly brush, or I can go to project. I can select some primitive shape. Cancel. But these are projects. I cannot open that. So what I can do is, if I click this, convert to polymesh 3D, so it will create this thing in a separate file. Open this into separate file. If you click on this, you'll go back to your actual file. This is the extracted version, polymesh 3D. So you have a separate file altogether now. So in this file, you don't need this geometry. You need in this you can open multiple files in ZBrush as well. So in this particular file, you can create those loops and make sure it should tie. If you're not comfortable, do it in ZBrush. You can do it in Max or Maya or any other software. But ZBrush is also very easy and convenient. So you can see I have a loop. Select this loop, solo, and I'll go to initialize and let's see, does it work for this? No, it doesn't work. Okay. Hmm. Resize and delete this part is not required. This is we are creating only and only creating those insert mesh. If you want to resize, you can resize it. Then if you go and check those reference, you can see it's slightly tilted in one angle. One side is up outside, one side going inside, and then you have another loop connected there. They're like basically one loop, then another, then another, then you half here, half here. So like this. So what you can do, Control Alt duplicate. Oh sorry. Before that, you can just rotate this slightly, or if you want to check it in, okay, I'll just in the front, the front view want to do it. Perfect. Then slightly tilted, you can see. Then Control Alt duplicate and move it here. Okay. And front, exact front, make sure it's in the center. And I'm not going to use this gizmo, I'm going to use this bounding box. Control Alt like this, then Control Alt duplicate, Control Alt, left, move it. It's way too bended, so I have to correct it inward. Like it's, alignment is very important. This gap, or let's see one thing. So you can see you just have to plan that out, like how this thing going to tie perfectly. Top corner, align it, align it. Slightly overlapping will be like okay. For mistake, I did a mistake. So like planning is very important in this case. Front, slightly tilted. Copy this. So planning is everything. So it's like almost done. So you can just create this like chain loop. So after that, try to select everything and oh sorry, my mistake. Then check if you just like duplicate this, will it loop together? Yeah, it will loop. So those angles we can fix while using this nano mesh. So this is my nano mesh. Go to your front angle, then select this model, go to brush, create insert mesh, new. This is your insert mesh. This is not your nano mesh yet. Then once you create insert mesh, go to nano mesh, create nano mesh brush. Now it will become nano mesh. Now go to your actual model, isolate that, solo it. If you use it, you can see it's just creating only one section. So I don't want it. I want it everywhere. So click on this, go space bar. You have all polygons. Then go to your nanomesh tab. You can align with normals, scale. Okay. You see, it's almost like zero point 0.7, not even like 1. 1 is its actual size, but it's already overlapping. So I can use zero point 0.7, 0.6, 0.8. wherever I can see my chain links are overlapping together and creating that link. And this, if I want to hide the base, I can hide the base and check. Okay, it's working perfectly or not. Or I want to create some angles. I want to change something, modify something. I can use this rotation. See, rotation. I have X, Y, all rotations. 0.5 is way too less. Now you have this. Then suppose you want to change add want to add some variation, some randomness. You can add randomness. Like it's not even throughout. You can add randomness. Pattern wise, you can change. No random. Random seed you can change. You see, we control the seed of randomness also. You can remove all this randomness. If you want to align, you can change the alignment also. Edge, long edge, near edge. See? Like with short edge, it looks nice. This near edge looks fine. Like this looks even throughout. So suppose you want to use this, now you can just simply switch off the solo. And suppose you don't want this base, you want to keep this only. You can simply hide that. So it becomes like quite easy. You can create all these things very easily. Really high detail stuff you can create. And if you bake it, like you see this one, this thing. If you bake it, zoom in, you will get all those volume info each and every ring overlapping all those detail you will get in your model. And you can bake your alpha as well from this. And suppose you're happy with this thing, go to nanomesh. Once you're done with the entire nanomesh thing and you're pretty happy, let's see, let's reduce it slightly. 0.7. Yeah, 0.7 looks way better. Then suppose you want to manually modify this thing. So if you go to move now, if you want, you can move it. Still, you can move it. But if you want to modify each and every loop manually, if you want to add or delete something, for that, and you can see you have this no alignment option also. Random edge. So you can just try it out, like which one works, whichever is works for you. Then you can go to inventory. There's one to mesh. There's an option. If you click on this, it will convert your entire nanomesh into geometry. Now I cannot select this. I have Shift F to zoom in. You can see you have multiple polygroups. This base, hide the base, can hide the base, and then go to geometry, modify topology, delete hidden points. It will delete the base. And now, suppose you want to modify each and every this thing polygons. Suppose I want to modify the single polygon, or maybe there's a hole. I want to modify something here. I'll select modify topology, select one, move it, because this is topology based. You can modify things very easily. Or if, suppose you want to delete something, you can do that as well. You can just simply like, select this and delete it. You can see you isolate each and every group, polygroup like this also, and modify based on your requirement. Basically, you can see like it looks better, like that flat cloth. Instead of that flat cloth, you can have this kind of stuff. It will look better and give you a better appearance, and it will give like add more details. Similarly, suppose like this medals. This is something what I created. It's like if I select this, okay, if I show you the mod geometry, you can see these are basically multiple polygroups. So if you want to create something really like ornamental kind of things, or some really fancy geometry, so you can do it with alphas very easily. Like suppose I want to like this medals I have this round circle medallions I have use on this model. Suppose I want to use something else. Instead of this, suppose I want to create some different shapes. I have downloaded a couple of new this thing alphas. I'll show you. So what I did, I used this cylinder, append a cylinder, delete this thing. So I'll create this first in a separate file altogether. Switch off my perspective. So if you create it in a separate file, your file become really light, and it's become really easy to control and handle. Rest all these loops and all you can just forget about those things. Those things are not required. So first thing first, what I can do is Control D, 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 D. A decent amount of you see this thing, decent amount of polygons. To create a really nice clean alpha, you need to have a decent amount of polygons. This is just the base. I'm creating this base. So and you can see that lots of brushes are there. So I'll use standard most of the time. Standard works perfectly. Drag, alpha, import, desktop. And desktop, you can see I have downloaded couple of this black and white images. I have used this one for my actual photo, and just like you see, we have multiple different photos like images. I can select one. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Uh, Zbrush reads only and only JPEG or PSD. So I'll open some JPEG, like something like this. Suppose I want to create this one. Select that, and right now in this kind of shape geometry, I have a center point already, so I can never go wrong. Select this. You can just create it like this, but you can see if you create it like this, it's not that clean. So what you have to do is Control D once again, and instead of this, I'll press Control, and like for this, I'll remove go back to this normal hands free and remove my alpha. Press Control, select drag alpha, and I'll select my alpha. This time with this, I'll draw my alpha. But you can see that alpha is blurred out from the edges. I don't want that. Control Z. So what I do, I'll just this shift, focal shift, and make it -100. It will be perfectly clean this time. Or +100 will be. Yeah. But you can see I want all these things are selected, not this one. So what I can do is select this. I can go to alpha. I can have this alpha, and there's an option for invert. Select this to create that same alpha inverted within ZBrush. Still not very nice. Okay, so -100. I, I have this mask, but still you can see this mask is not that clean. Control D once again. It's 2 million. Don't worry about that because we're not going to use 2 million just for this medal. I just need this mask clean. So once you have this mask, it's mask both the side of rectangle. Deselect back side. Front side you have this selection. Go to extract point point 002. Enter. Extract. It will extract, but I can see it's not that clean. So it's not that clean. So what I'll do, Control D once again, or because this is not working, so Control D. How much time? How many times I can do Control D? So what I'll do, I'll go back like around this. Okay, Shift F 5 lakh. So I'll just delete all lower and higher division and go to Z remesh it. I remesh it so that I'll get proper loops. Proper and clean loops, and based on that I can draw. And one more thing, like suppose you have something like this and you want symmetry, you can press X and then you can re-remesh it, so you'll have the center line. You see, now you have center line. Previously it was random, so now you have symmetrical shape. So this is like way better. Then you can control D, 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 D. This is like, I guess it will be more than enough. Drag, X, switch off. You see, this works better. Oh, this alpha have, okay, this alpha have all this watermark. So I have to use a different alpha then. This one is better. My mistake. So then did that mask, then go to subtool, extract. So it extract, then accept it, select the base, deselect, remove all your selections and switch off to alpha. Now you have these both the shapes, but this for the base you don't need those many polygons. Remove everything. It's 11,000 only now. Shift F. You can see this is more than enough for this, and now you have this selection with this alpha shape. Select this, Shift F, and you can see this is quite dense, but still those shapes are not that clean. Oh, one more thing. Oh, oh, the space. Select, Control W, isolate. The back side is not hidden. Why? Like power cut, my Wi-Fi got disconnected. So what I was planning, I just like select that area and then select and keep group and use Z remeasure multiple times to smooth clean all the shape. Simply clean all the geometry like this. So like with this technique, we can create any number of complex geometry, like really detailed shape. And if you Google about Google, you can find tons of alpha online. Or if you want, you can create something in Photoshop as well. Some specific design, suppose you want, you can create that, and then based on that, you can you can just then use that alpha and extract those shapes and then modify. Then you can add volume to those shapes. You can like do just n numbers of possibilities. So try to add details like because maybe your character is very simple, but you can add a lot of tons of detail and in minute details or accessories to style your character and make it interesting. So, like what I expect, within this, by this week, you guys should finish a base model at least with high poly, because it's been 1 month, and 1 month is way too much time for even if you start from base scratch, we already have used a base model, still it's nowhere. So like this within this week I expect you guys to like create finish your base model. So, and my electricity is gone. No, Wi-Fi is not working, so attendance I'll update based on the log. Just give me a second. I'll just take a screenshot as well. So, based on this, I'll take attendance. So we'll continue this by tomorrow because there's no power. So I'll update the attendance and make sure update your files, practice and spend some time and practice and finish this thing because I plan like from this week we start reducing our model texturing or prepare a model for texturing and UV and all those things. But condition whatever I have received files, those files are nowhere. So practice and make it simple and create those characters. And Yash, the file you submitted, it was copied from internet. That is not acceptable at all.
However, we will do this exercise standalone also. I'm not saying.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
File you have submitted that is copied from internet. That is not acceptable.
It's not copied, sir. It's
I
from the
found
game file, sir.
it from the
So it's a mobile game, sir. It's a
it's a
character in that, sir.
Yes, I found the exact same model online. I found it. I downloaded that. I opened the file. I checked it. It snaps with your model perfect, point to point.
No,
It's
sir.
yes,
So
sir.
it's
I
a
told
difference,
you.
sir.
Okay, tomorrow I'll show you. My net is not working, so it's gone now. So tomorrow I'll show you. If you want, I can show you this. Send you the entire PDF and that file I have downloaded.
Okay, sir.
There was some confusion with regard to,
Do whatever we are doing in the class. Do that. Finish it.
Yes, sir.
Finish it and I hope for everyone complete your at least this high poly. Finish it by this week. Then we can move to other stage because we have to low poly it, texture it, and render it. Because rendering again a very important task because for this module I planned we can work on rendering as well so that you can present our model very nicely and use those technique of for rendering. You can render it in ZBrush, you can render it in Max, or you can render it in Marmoset or Unreal. There's so many techniques are there. So if you guys don't finish anything, you can't finish anything, so we cannot move those stages. So finish it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So okay, bye bye.